All right, we're live here in the south side of St. Louis. There was we got reports of a shooting. There was another live streamer down here asking for assistance, so we came onto the scene. On the way down, we were hearing reports that it was possibly an off-duty officer that got shot. We're only hearing this from civilians at this point. The police are not talking to anybody. There were a lot more police on the scene. There's still quite a heavy police presence. They have an entire block taped off. There are some people who either work or live inside the taped off area. The cops are allowing just hanging outside the building, talking to the cops right now. You can hear them in the background saying, "Hey, where were you when my neighbor was shot?" You can see the presence the police bring out when one of their own was shot here. We don't know if the officer was taken to the hospital or if the severity of the injury or what. Again, the police aren't talking to anybody on the scene. They just recently pushed back some citizen journalists that were trying to document what was going on and find out what was going on here in their neighborhood. So that's where we're at. Again, all the information we have is it's allegedly an off-duty officer was shot. We don't know if there's a search. I heard something about possibly getting the helicopter in the air, so there might be a search going on. Again, we don't know any information from the police or if there were any eyewitnesses. Besides, there was a lady who was working in one of the places on the corner here that allegedly did witness it, but she has left already. Seeing they have the crime scene investigators on the scene. They seem to be looking under a vehicle. Let me see if I can get you an angle of that. So this truck right there is the one, the white one there. They were just searching under with a flashlight.
Excuse me. Who are you?
What's that?
Who are you? What's your name? RebZ. You work with them or something?
Who with who?
Police.
Oh no. No.
Opposite of.
So we work on this side of it.
I mean,
We work on this side of the tape.
I was just one.
well, no, it's a valid question these days.
Yeah.
Oh, you lied.
Them motherfuckers is not friends.
No.
That's who I work for. You don't know nothing about that. I'm making that money. You can, we out here, every day.
They won't talk to us, they won't say anything.
What's that?
They won't talk to us, they won't say anything. We're asking what's going on. Blue shirt people said that they're above their pay grade to talk to us. Won't say something.
Hey.
Yeah, and so they won't say anything. They're just ignoring us.
How you
Or
get on this
assessing.
side?
Because she probably.
I was already
Involved.
yeah, I walked up before they fucking
So what happened?
they taped this down maybe 20 minutes
Yeah, I was gonna say
after we
20.
walked up.
Yeah.
And they were and we tried to walk down and ask what was happening, and they said when he was questioning, he was oh, it's just your regular street shooting, and we're what does that mean? This is my street, so I'm gonna ask you what that means. He's oh, it's just a regular street shooting. He's and I was can you talk more about that, because this is my street. And he's oh, nope, hun, I'm good. And he walked off, and then some blue shirts were we can't talk
So
to you
is
about
the
it because
person
they're
in the
above pay grade.
truck?
Apparently it was, from what what I've gathered, it was an off-duty police officer was in the truck and was shot. But there's no signs of anything on the fucking truck.
No broken glass, no
And
visible
we're just
bullet
like,
hole.
like, this is my street, so I'm like simply asking like officers, like,
I see a
when there were,
body.
no, like he was like already like taken to the hospital or something. There's nothing, so there's like constantly they like keep checking the truck like 1,000 times over. But I'm also like we're asking them like, why is your response so much like for like this shooting when like I've had neighbors die. Like, because of police shootings or because of, like, fucking just, like, regular shootings, and you're, like, fucking, like, your police response is, like, insane for this, but you don't give a shit when, like, fucking, like, my neighbors are shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's sad. Yeah, that's crazy. But you gotta look at who we got in office, too, is the mayor. The one that's
trying to talk to this cop.
You got another smoke on you.
So who did you hear that it was an off-duty officer from?
Excuse
Because
me.
did any of the cops actually tell you that, or?
Yeah, they did.
They said it was an off, yeah, they
Okay.
said it was an off-duty officer.
You got another smoke on you.
It's actually my last one, but if you want to finish.
Yeah, I saw them looking under the truck for something,
It's
but
out.
didn't find anything.
You need to relight it.
Any one of y'all smoke cigarettes out here?
No.
They just like shut us down when asking any questions.
He talked to me for like 5 minutes, and then he was like, I was like, why didn't you come talk to all of us?
Because that's police for you. They don't like
Well,
that.
and he was like, we don't have time, and I was like, what are you talking about? You just talked to me for 5 minutes.
There was literally like 10 officers like in a circle like talking. And we're just
Yeah,
like, hey, like one of you like come talk to us about like what's going on. And they're like, no.
Like, asking her place to work.
Say these damn dirty ass police. That's crazy. Police got shot in the court. They know what signs of shit. But they talking about police got caught. There's always something. It's something big. It's something under there. This is to get a motherfucker tuned in on this. It's something. Oh, it's something under this that's got us blind to what the fuck actually going on. Straight in.
Oh, see shit.
And you know they're gonna like protest or something.
Yeah, they flew down here. You would have thought them motherfucker down here dead.
I report back if I hear you.
Thank you.
Anybody need
Than's for
any
the
water?
update.
I got, like,
No.
a tiny bit. You good?
I'm good.
So, as you heard, an off-duty officer was shot.
Okay, we just heard from someone who's within the police barricade. Apparently, they were there before they roped it off, so I think they're in one of the bars or something over here. They're allowed to stay. So they did get confirmation from the police that it was a off-duty officer supposedly shot in that white truck they're searching. And from their perspective, they saw no visible signs of damage on the truck. And we did see cops, the crime scene investigators, looking under the truck. So I'm hearing they're not getting any answers from the guy who looks like he possibly could answer some questions. And they're asking, of course, what happened, but then even asking why they don't get this kind of response when average citizens are shot in the neighborhood. When one of their neighbors was shot, police wouldn't even show up.
blow a hole in the fucking ground now. Fuck you.
He's right.
Whoa.
And she know she thick with it. And she know she thick with it, thick with it, thick with it. Officer, girl, you thick.
Like, big. They got
Hey,
me
she
better.
thick. She friend. Let me give her a point.
Looks like those two girls are still trying to, or unsuccessfully trying to get answers out of one of the policemen in charge here. So again, we got the call online. There was a shooting here. There was a citizen journalist who was getting pushed back by the police and asked for some help. We got out here. We learned allegedly an off-duty officer was shot. And we just got confirmation from the two girls you see right there who did hear it from police. At first they were saying, don't worry about it, it's just your everyday shooting. And like, well, what does that mean? And finally they told them an off-duty officer was involved. Apparently he was shot in this white truck you see right here. Crime scene investigators going even more crazy with the tape now, and they've been checking out this white truck pretty thoroughly here. Pretty sure the police officer was taken to the hospital. The off-duty officer was taken to the hospital. No details at all on who shot him, if he's in custody or what. They're being very tight-lipped about that, so that's all the information I have for right now. I wanted to update you guys since I did come here, give the other citizen journalists on scene a hand. They were calling for help. So again, the girls there arguing with the police about their poor response most of the time, and they're very timely and overwhelming numbers when allegedly an off-duty officer is shot. And again, that's all the details we have. Police being very tight-lipped, not even telling the people that worked and lived right here in this corner that they pushed back. Even people around me all live right here in the neighborhood. Does look like a lot of the police are clearing out. Still a couple crime scene investigators on scene, and then the commander, the two girls, are trying to get more information out of, but the cops again being very tight-lipped. So before I go down once again, we got the call from a citizen journalist who was being pushed back by the police after a shooting. That's all we knew. We arrived on scene, found out it was allegedly an officer-involved shooting, but a off-duty officer was shot. The two girls that are within the barricade up here did get confirmation from the police, so they heard that directly from the police that it was an off-duty officer shot in the white truck, the one you see them going through right now in the center of your screen right there. So again, they didn't see any physical damage to the truck or any evidence of a shooting. I'm not seeing any on this side either, and this is the side of the truck they seem to be focusing on. Obviously, you could say it's hard. We don't get a good perspective of the other side of the truck, but this side that's most visible to us and to the two girls over there, clearly the one that they've been focusing on, assuming the off-duty officer was in the driver's seat of that truck. So again, all the details we have from the two girls here who the cops told them that it was an off-duty officer shot in that truck, officer taken to the hospital, as far as we know. That's all the details we have. It looks like we're not going to get any more at this time, cops being very tight-lipped. So I wanted to update you guys on this and make sure everything was okay on scene, and it does look like more cops are clearing out. So I'm going to bring the broadcast down. If for some reason I need to go back up live, obviously I will. Follow me on Twitter at revolutionary_Z. And always go to RebZ.tv/live, and my live player will always be there as well. Probably the easiest way to do it there. So from Cherokee Street here in St. Louis, signing out RebZ for now. I will see you guys tomorrow if I don't go back up live tonight. Thank you.